And welcome. We have Josh Triffitt here.
Hello, everyone.
And we're going to talk about the Cardiff event, which is Into the West.
Yes.
You've been to it?
I have.
How did you get on?
I had lots of fun.
Brilliant.
My highest placing as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Which, I was very happy with, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you come?
I finished fourth.
Right, excellent. How many people were there?
I believe there was 25.
Was it full? Was it full?
I think they sold their original allocation.
Brilliant.
Which was 20. They went over it, and then one person dropped out.
Oh, shame.
Due to an incident. So it's 24 in the end.
Right. Oh, well, it's fantastic that tournaments are selling out.
It is.
So listen, I've got a few questions for you.
Okay.
What did you think of the venue? Firestorm.
I really liked Firestorm. We arrived about 4. Well, just before we went to the hotel first, we got to the Firestorm for about 4 o'clock.
Right.
And me and Damien went with GBHL Damien,
Brilliant.
Sam Page, and Kieran Street.
All in the one car?
All in the one car.
Must have been a buzz.
In the Wonder Wagon.
It's a bit of a long trip, doesn't it?
My trip was, but I kind of made it difficult for myself, I guess. I went from my house to Chinkford, to Sam's house, and then to Damien's house, and then we went to Cardiff. So, but it was nice to be all together. And
Well, would that sound like kind of going around a roundabout
so basically
7 times?
A loop of the M25, essentially.
And then off to Cardiff. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
but
You must
it was good fun. We had a lot of fun in the car, and yeah, so we got to there about 4 o'clock, I believe it was, and there was a couple of guys already there. Dewey Evans, who I've not met before, so I think it's his first tournament.
Also, plenty of new people
There's
there.
quite a few new faces that I hadn't seen before.
Oh, that's fantastic. That basically means that Cardiff is catering for the southwest.
I think that
Continuous
Bristol's not far away, and obviously there's the people that might go to uni there.
Yeah,
so there's
of
quite a
course.
lot of new players that I hadn't met before.
So
there.
people who might go to Finchley, people who might go to Stockport, Stirling, Preston, Sanctuary, Old Slayer,
Yeah.
who couldn't get to those.
Potentially,
So,
yeah. I mean,
so Cardiff's a fantastic
it's
place
a great
then for
venue.
that.
I really enjoyed
fantastic.
Firestorm.
Excellent.
The scenery on all the tables was excellent, and they cater for everything, which I liked. There's a shop, you can do painting.
They have a bar there.
They have a bar. Well, actually,
They have
the bar was being refurbed, so we didn't actually have a bar. But I'm sure if we had, it could have been a lot messier than it was.
Did you get some Firestorm dice?
They didn't have any, unfortunately. They'd sold out. I went there specifically wanting. I like to get dice from venues that I go to, and unfortunately, they had little dice, but I've got loads of them. And
Right,
there weren't
yeah.
any like original ones that I thought, oh, they look really nice or anything like that. So maybe next time, maybe
Okay.
for the league finale.
Cool. Well, Alistair, Matt, see if you can get some Firestorm dice sorted out for poor Josh there at the finale. So,
Definitely.
right, well, let's crack on. So,
Cool.
we have your list in front of us. It's down there, and what we're going to do is we're going to shot afterwards. We're going to do a bit of blending and professional cutting.
I'm sure Dave will edit it beautifully.
Yeah, no, but we'll get it in, and we'll talk about your list. But running your list right
Okay.
now, tell me about other people's lists. Well, what did you see there?
There was a lot of Arnor.
Okay, sorry, let me jump in. 450 points, right?
450 points.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Which is difficult to write a list for, actually. It throws up a lot of... I had an original list prior, and I tested it out, and it wasn't very good at that points level. And that was my
Okay.
Gondor list.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful, actually, to be honest, because there's no mid-hero for Gondor that can match other mid-heroes. Because
Yeah.
Faramir's okay, but he's limited. So there was a lot of Arnor, like the twins,
Yeah.
leading Arnor warriors,
Yeah.
and then maybe Gimli with dwarves in front. There was a couple of lists like that.
Oh, cool.
Which
cool.
was nice to see, but tough to beat.
So quite a few medium-sized lists. Any horde lists other than yours?
Yes, Mr Spiller brought his hobbits.
Excellent.
At 450.
Carry the hobbits to
They
Cardiff.
look gorgeous, his hobbits. It's such a beautiful
Yeah,
army.
they are.
And
And his bases just brighten everything up.
every
and just-
model's different as
Yeah.
well, which I really like. It's a gorgeous army, and well done, mate.
Top painter.
We saw fiefdoms.
Oh, right.
Which don't often see at tournaments
No,
or
no.
ever. But not to see a whole army.
What was in the feet? No.
So he had some Blackroot Vale archers,
cool.
led by Dunhir, which is obviously difficult to get hold of because he's OOP. And he had Imrahil on an armoured horse with lance.
Right, lovely model.
It's a beautiful model, yeah, and it's really good profile actually for his points value.
Yeah.
He was leading. I played him, Mr Dewey Evans. He was leading 2 mounted Swan Knights, and then I think it was 9 men at arms, and then Dunhir had 8 Blackroot Vale archers and 4 Swan Knights.
Excellent.
So it was a really nice list again. It was gorgeous as well. So Battle of 5 Armies. Damien took Thorin with some dwarves and Leggy with some elves, which was nice.
Nice army.
It was a very nice army.
He's a very good painter as well, isn't he?
Damien's a very good painter.
Yeah,
very good painter. Scarily good in comparison to myself, but I guess if you spend the time on your models like he does, they are going to come out that bit much better. What else did we see?
I do like his little blog where he, what is it? 5 years later, I'm now painting a model.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That is entertaining. Good on you, Damien.
I actually played, the first game I played, it was Uruk-hai.
Oh, right.
I say Uruk-hai. He had some Dunlending in there, which you don't often see.
No, you don't.
And he also had in his list Ruffians.
Oh,
He had
lovely.
a couple of Ruffians in there, so that was like, oh, it's Uruks, but it's not, because there's, you know, it was nice to see.
I've tried some Ruffians in my list before. They depending on the scenarios, they can be really helpful.
The whips came in handy.
Oh, cool.
You know, he's whipping goblins and killing them, so...
well, I suppose Ruffian stats to Goblin stats are fairly
similar. Yeah. There was All-Mounted Rohan.
Lovely. That was
Camille brought that.
Camille brought
that. We had the Witch King and 4 Mounted Ringwraiths.
And that was by
Mr Kieran Street.
Yeah, he does like his fell beast. Not his fell beast, his Black Riders.
Black Riders.
Sorry, Kieran.
Larry, I believe, had all hero. I can't remember his exact list. I didn't play him.
Larry Miller.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had Aragorn, Legolas, Thorin. I think that may have been it actually at 450.
Isn't it scary when you start remembering everybody's names? But that tells you how good the community is and how kind of close.
Or how often you see people. Yeah.
Or how often you see people. Yes. But it's great that there was a lot of new people there.
There was lots.
Right.
Ed brought a very interesting list at 450, and I didn't. Well, it's Ed, so you expect him to do well, but
you didn't expect him to bring the list he brought.
His list. I assumed at 450 he may bring hobbits, and he ended up bringing something very different to hobbits.
Can I guess?
You can guess. Yes.
2 fell beasts and Shelob, and one of the fell beasts said perhaps armor.
I'm not sure if the fell. I assume so. If he had the points for it, he had Shelob definitely, and he had
340.
the Undying and the Knight of Umbar, I believe.
So 340 for possibly.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and how did he do?
Ed won. He placed first.
Good on you, Ed. Well done. It's you and your fell beasts, mate. You and your fell beasts. I mean, you throw these wobblers out there and people expect the old hobbits, but good on you.
Yeah, no, you played very well.
Let's crack on.
Cool.
So you mentioned some new players, and you played at least one new player.
I played... As in new players or new players that I haven't played before? Because they're different, obviously.
Hey, it's a video. Let's expand.
So I played 3 new players.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if they're completely new. To the tournament scene, they are new.
Right.
So I was fortunate enough to be seeded. So the first game I played a new player.
Right.
And he had the Ruffians and...
Were you as nice to him as I was to you on your first game?
Of course, yeah. I sat him down afterwards and told him what he should try and do for the next game and whatnot. And he appreciated all the little hints and tips.
Brilliant. Well, that's what it's all about. It's helping people out as well as going... It's the social side.
Of course.
It's meeting new people. It's discussing ideas, trying around ideas. And then there is the competitive side as well.
Yes.
You know,
there is.
And so it's not all 100% competitive across the board in every tournament.
There's a good mix, I think, in the community.
Yeah.
I think it's probably more towards people social and having fun, and then you've got, you know, a smaller minority who are...
Yeah.
I'm going to compete at every event. It's not very many people, though.
No.
I wouldn't have said.
Yeah. But it's definitely not a turn-off for people to go to tournaments anymore.
No, of course not. No, you can have a lot of fun, especially if you're... play someone really, really good.
Yeah.
You may lose.
But you learn.
But you'll
from
play
it.
you'll play someone in the next game who's also lost, and you'll have a really good game.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about how the Swiss ranking works and stuff.
So with the social,
Yep.
that means you had a few drinks, you had
We
a bite
did.
to eat. Tell me about the night entertainment. You
So-
got down there Friday first, though. So
We went out on the Friday night.
Yeah.
It was myself, Damien, Sam, Kieran, Gethin, I think his name is,
Gethin, yeah.
who I'd not met before. Or if I had, I apologise for not remembering. And Alistair. We went out and we had a few drinks.
Yeah.
We went and had some dinner. While we was in the restaurant, Ed, Will, Nathan, Loki. I'm going to forget someone. I apologise. They came and joined us.
Brilliant.
We had a drink. And then the original lot, we went off to Wetherspoons.
Yeah.
And we were joined by the Scots, Dave Reed and Chris Murphy, who are both great guys to go out drinking with.
They are amazing.
Highly
guys.
recommend if you can keep up. Great lads to go out with. We had a good night. I think we ended up leaving there at 2 o'clock,
Yeah.
which was fine because registration was at 10, so we still got a decent night's sleep.
I do like the idea of a later registration.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
you can go out, have fun, and then not look like death in the morning.
Yeah, and if you're travelling on that day, at
Of
least
course,
you're not
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
up
definitely.
early doors. Alright, so good night Friday night, Saturday night. Saturday same?
night we went to Bill's,
Okay.
which is I think they
Only been to Cardiff once.
Yeah, I
Yeah, of
think-
course I know Bill's.
I think they went there before for their last event.
Right.
And people who went and said the food was really good, and the food was really good, and the staff were really nice as well. Very
Brilliant.
sort of. We had our own section in the end at the back of the restaurant,
Right.
which was really cool. I was sat with Mr Spiller and his dad.
Yeah.
We was talking about lots of things, and the food was really nice. And their own cider is a recommend. It's
Oh,
very,
right.
very nice.
Okay, so thumbs up for the
those of
entertainment.
drinking age,
Yeah.
if you you know.
So Mr. Ian Spiller sat on and smiled at
I think
each
you
of
had
his
pink
yawn.
lemonade, Mr Spiller. Yeah.
I don't blame you, mate. Don't blame you. Stay away from that hard stuff. Trust
Yeah.
me. It puts grey hairs on your head. Anyway, so right. Okay, so you told me who came first, which was Ed Ball.
It was.
Congratulations, Ed.
Yeah.
Second, third.
Second was Mr Bull Champion.
Well done, Will. What did he bring? Did he bring?
He had Uruks.
Yes.
He had Vrascu with some crossbows.
Did he have pikes?
He didn't. Did they have pikes? Some of the crossbows may have had pikes. Yeah.
Because I'm always struggling against orcs with pikes. I don't know why. It's a mental breakdown. Cannot beat orcs with
he
pikes.
had 2 mounted orc captains,
Yeah.
and they were leading berserkers. Well, I think they had 4 or 5 berserkers each,
Right.
and then they might have had pikes. The pikes behind.
Yeah.
Behind the berserkers, which is quite scary. 3 attacks,
Yes.
fight 4, strength 4.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
But it's a good solid list. Very rounded.
Myself and Owen, we've talked about the scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me about the quirky rules that?
Yeah,
The lads
Alistair,
were putting in.
before every game, we rolled a d6, or someone randomly rolled a d6
Right.
at the TO's table, and there were some rules in there for the scenario specifically. I can't remember all of them, so forgive me, but one of them affected both armies' shoot value.
Okay.
It was windy, like a windy rule.
Yep.
So your shoot value went up by 1, which actually helped me because there was a few shooty armies.
Okay.
One of them was all evil models get +1 courage for that game.
Right.
All good models get +1 courage for that game.
Right. Well, let's not go into. Did
Yeah, I
you
can't
feel that
remember
it
everyone,
affected
but-
the games positively, negatively, or neutral? I think that's what I'm more
I
interested
guess
in.
it depends on what army you brought. I don't think they had any negative effects.
Okay.
Unless you specifically bought a shooty army and you were playing an army like mine, and you know, hitting me on your normal shoot value would really help.
Yeah.
I think they were specific more than anything. Like they could specifically affect you one way or another, but
Yeah.
as a general, they were fairly well rounded. You know, if the good side got a buff one game, the evil side got a buff the next game, or
Okay.
a game after.
Okay.
So generally, they were quirky. It was nice. You know, it's not the run of the mill.
Okay.
It was interesting. I enjoyed them.
Good. Right. I'm trying to get critiques on tournaments,
Of course.
to help TOs.
Yeah.
Right. So this is never any of these videos. They're not attacks on people, please. But if you get players' feedback And I think Will Champion did a great one where he had actually a sheet of feedback.
Yeah, you should say
but
that.
if we can do a bit of a feedback,
Of course.
was there any things, even the slightest things, that you'd change that perhaps you'd advise the bros to, maybe look at for their next tournament that could make things smoother or things... Now, this could be personal that you didn't like as in within a game.
Of course.
Or it could be kind of like you're a community voice
I think, as I say, some of us were seeded for the first game.
Okay.
And the second game, which meant we avoided...
yourselves for at least 2 rounds.
Yeah, I think... I kind of understand the first round.
Yeah, okay.
So that, you've got a chance for new players to play...
Correct, yeah.
Some of the players that go to a lot of tournaments and learn from that experience. Right. I think it should always... I don't know, I've not run my event yet, but I'm thinking that maybe if you have a first round seeding, then the second round should be Swiss as opposed to the third round in this case.
Okay.
That was one little thing. It didn't affect the tournament as such, but...
Well, would it possibly have avoided newer players getting into close to what I could say podium positions, because for the first 2 rounds they're going to be up against the top players, and
I think some of the people that were seeded didn't take competitive lists.
Oh, good.
So some people would have actually benefited. So it works both ways.
Yeah.
But personally, I think maybe.
But that would depend entirely on the list that people
take, of course. Yeah.
And if the top people took competitive lists,
potentially, then it would have just been 2 wins or...
Gotcha. Okay.
For myself, it was a win and a draw, for instance.
Okay. So, anything else?
Just having a racking of the brain.
Well, if you're having a racking of the brain, that usually means that there's not a lot else.
There was a little bit of delay on the second day, but we had all been out the night before, so it's kind of to be expected, I guess.
Yeah.
And we finished with plenty of time. Actually, a positive thing, aside from that, was the time between games was nice. There was enough time between games. The King brothers, they sort of, realised that... I think we had 4 games day 1, 3 games day 2.
Right.
But because of the time limit given for the games, it didn't mean you was rushing, and the game still had a natural conclusion.
That is coming out a lot from tournaments I've been, TOs I've spoken to. There is a kind of consensus at the moment that a bit more time between games.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Dan's now, he's in his new tournament coming up. At the end of February, he's looking at reducing the time of his games rather than having some people standing around for 2 hours.
Yeah.
But I do believe that if there's a little bit more time between games, that's cool. So yeah, fantastic. That's brilliant. Really here's a question: would you go back?
Yes. Firestorm was a great
Thumbs
venue.
up, Firestorm. Thumbs up, Alistair and Matt. Well done.
On every table was fantastic. And what I liked is that Alistair and Matt, between games, would actually go and move little bits or swap bits out. So if you had to play on the same table again later on, it wouldn't be the same table, which is nice. Nothing massively different, but it was just nice, that little bit. So you wouldn't be playing on the same table over and over again if you won a game, dropped down a game, that sort of thing, which was nice.
Well, we're going to wrap the questions up on... You're looking at running your own event. What's the event?
I haven't got a title for it yet.
It's called No Title. When is it?
It is the 1st and 2nd of October.
So no title in the 1st and 2nd of October.
It's going to be a 100-point league counting event.
Fantastic. Have you decided on a point system yet? Are you fluctuating?
I really enjoyed playing 600, and I think that's what I wanted to go with originally. So I think that's probably what it's going to be.
It's a nice little sweet spot, isn't it?
I enjoy it. You can get some really good lists at 600. And you can still take Horde armies if that's what you like. You can fit in good all hero lists at 600. So.
And this is going to be your first tournament that you're running solely on your own as such?
Yes, me and a couple of the guys from my local group. It's our first solo event.
Okay, brilliant. What have you taken away from Cardiff that will help you benefit your tournament, you think?
I think scenery was a big thing. If the tables look nice... and people enjoy playing on your table. You remember games when the scenery is really nice, and obviously you remember games that you win, but if you've got a nice board and you lose, at least you can look at the scenery, and I think scenery is a big one. Time between games, again.
Yeah.
The night out, making sure we've got somewhere to go, because that seems to be a big thing in the community at the moment. The Saturday night out or the Friday night out seems to be, which is nice. Don't get me wrong. The community is very strong at the minute. Which
there are some people who arrive back in on the Sunday and they look like there are. But it's a social community.
If you're doing well on the Saturday night, maybe don't go on the night out because you might struggle the next day.
Good.
But Epping, the venue, it's my scout hut. It's where I do scouting. And it's a decent size. It's got everything we need, and everything else is within walking distance of the venue.
Brilliant.
So there's transport links. Are on the underground line, Central Line, the last stop, and so you can get a train to London and then get on the underground. It's fairly straightforward.
How many tickets are you looking at?
24.
Guys, watch this space because we're going to get you a free ticket for that.
Yes.
Yay!
For our first event, I think because we know what we can fit in there, and we could go for more.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have 12 really nice tables.
Yeah.
This time, and then maybe next time, when we've got enough time now to maybe build more tables. But me and Sean's making them, or I'm buying little bits here and there, and obviously that's coming out of our own. We're not using our ticket money for that as such.
Yeah.
We want to make sure the prizes are really good as well.
Of course,
and any sort of, a lot of people are doing little free things at the moment, and it's going to be our first event, so
you want to make it good. You want to give a good impression.
Maybe see if I can get something in for people to take away. I mean, I saw Steve's video last night, and I really like the idea of having little things just to give players so that they remember your first event.
Yeah. And
hopefully, if it all runs smoothly, next year, again, maybe we can go up to 32 or.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about scenery, and I know you're trying to. And a lot of people. I mean, Steve's just put out a video. He's been putting out regular videos from Tabletop Wargaming. Great guy, loads of scenery bits and pieces, and his event is going to be amazing, I would imagine.
I'm looking forward to his event. Yeah.
But if all of the TOs have fantastic scenery,
I mean, differentiates.
Why don't you maybe give, I don't know, a couple of quid discount to TOs if they come and bring some scenery to your event? I don't know, it's just an idea. Help the community, guys.
Definitely, indeed. It's interesting you bring that up, actually, because we've got a couple of my members in our group for mine and Sam's event that I'm now helping him run next month in March.
Well, unfortunately, we couldn't get a proper preview of that or review, whatever.
Sold out.
Hey-ho. Sold out, apparently.
Extremely quickly, within an hour.
I was trying to get you your free ticket, but hey-ho.
I do apologise about that, guys. But as I say, they sold out so quickly that... I know. So we're actually, rewarding some of my group members who are going to help us bring tables, boards and scenery. And
I mean, if people are doing that, if they're taking the time out to bring stuff, you got to give it back.
Could get damaged or...
Oh, wow, You're not getting any of my stuff, mate.
Fair enough.
Go on.
Yeah, indeed.
But no, I mean, it's great. It's great to help each other. Well, listen, Josh, thank you very, very much, and we're going to wrap it up. And good luck in your next tournament that you're doing with Sam.
Yes.
And when is your next tournament that you're playing in?
I think it's Throne of Skulls.
Hey, we've got tickets for Throne of Skulls.
Tickets for Throne of Skulls. The next, I guess, indie one will be Tom and Damien's double event.
Hey, we'll be there as well. Looking forward to it.
That'll be good as well.
All right. Well, cheers, bud. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right, nice one.